My name's Kimberly Keblish. I'm half Chinese and half Polish, and today I'll be telling you guys the story about my mom's immigration story from Hong Kong. She was about almost 4 years old when she came here. She was born in 1963, so around 1967 they came to America. She's the youngest of 4 children. She has 3 older siblings, a brother and 2 sisters. My family was able to move here because my mom's aunt was already here in America, and she was able to sponsor the 5 of them. So they came over in 1967, and by plane they went to JFK Airport. They came in from, and they ended up living with my mom's aunt for a little bit. They lived in in the back of her apartment. Not too much space was available to them. I mean, it was like a one bedroom apartment. All 5 of them had to share a bathroom, and the 3 sisters slept on one bed. My uncle had to sleep on a bench that my grandpa fabricated for him, and money was pretty scarce, of course. And but it wasn't too difficult for my grandparents to find work. Actually, when they got work in Chinatown, they both worked in the garment district. My grandpa, his job was, he had a steam clothing, so he had like a big steam press, and he would just be doing that the entire day. And maybe my grandparents were about 40 when they came over here, so he did that until he retired. Maybe he was about 70, so he did that for like 30 years. And my grandma, she worked in Chinatown also. She had to sew clothing or articles of clothing. She had to sew like a particular item of a piece of clothing, like people were assigned different parts of a shirt to make. So maybe one person would make a sleeve, and another person would make the right or left sleeve, and then it would be assembled in the end. But she was actually pretty lucky. She was able to escape the sweatshop. It really was like a sweatshop type conditions, and she went to around 34th or 36th Street, and she was able to work as a clothing sampler for a designing company. So she was actually able to be paid by the hour as opposed to by clothing article item per item. This was an entirely different lifestyle from what they had when they were in Hong Kong, and what their family business was like when they were in Hong Kong. Like my grandfather, he was actually a teacher. He was an art and history teacher in Hong Kong for secondary education. So it was just a big jump for him to be like at such an educated and intellectual level to all of a sudden be working at a factory in New York. And my grandma, she didn't really work while in Hong Kong. I guess she took care of the kids. She didn't have to have a job. I guess it shaped my life in a little bit of ways. Education was always really important to my mother and her siblings. It was important for them to get an education and to make better of themselves. So I guess that's always been important to my family. Going to college, doing a better job than what the generations did in the past. Yeah, there was always just stress on that. But I think the thing I like most about being half Chinese and half Polish are the different cultures that I get to experience because of that. So I get the Chinese side, I get the Polish side. It's really cool that I have culture and traditions and things that we do. I get a taste of both sides, so that's pretty neat.